Line Products Corvette. That's car number 49. Row number 5, Tommy Dreesy from North Hollywood, California. The third member of the Rocket Sports team in a Jaguar. And first-timer Paul Menard, John's son, in car number 99. Veteran Don Sack in this relay. The blue Jaguar is Gentilozzi, the three-time champion. Here's Paul Menard on the move early in the 99.
Everybody being pretty cautious. That's the proper thing to do right now. One of the difficult things of the Trois-Rivières circuit is that there is only really one runoff area, and that's at the end of the straight. If you make a mistake any place else, you're going to be hard into one of these concrete walls. Day is over.
Simon Gregg in the 59, the blue Corvette with the orange nose. There's that Menard's 99. Paul Menard making his first start. Understand he'll finish the rest of the season in a Menard's back Ford.
Boris was very complimentary about him earlier, saying that for a young man with such little talent, that he really has driven very well and very smoothly throughout all of the sessions so far.
John Menard, the veteran IRL team owner, his son here for the first time for third spot. 53 is fourth. The black number 5, Tommy Dreesy, the Pyro-Wear machine. And then sixth place belongs to the Amerisuites Jag, the 12 of Michael Lewis. Next in line, and a good run for young Paul Menard in seventh spot in that number 99. Now that's the third of the ACS, the Mike Lewis team cars. John Menard is here to watch his son make his first career Trans Am start, and Paul has been very, very impressive in that Menard's livery 99.
Another indication of this pace too, Johnny Miller, currently running in third place, is running a lap of a 105.4. Well, Johnny qualified at a 105.6.
Yeah.
He is under his qualifying time, so they are all pushing really hard. And I think it's understandable because, number one, that you do want to conserve your car. You don't want to burn the brakes out, but it's very difficult to do when you see your competition stretching every lap. Sometimes you have to get
Interesting race course here. We've been coming here for a number of years. This is the 33rd time that the organizers have staged the Grand Prix of Trois-Rivières. And Trans Am, as we know, has been the headline show here for many years. First time back over 3 seasons, and everyone in Trans Am very excited about returning to Trois-Rivières. Watching Paul Menard run a nice race. Calvin Fish in 7th spot. His dad has to be pretty proud.
He is. John Menard, a long-time IRL entrant. And John, you got to be proud of the performance of the boy out there. First Trans Am event we've seen him at this year, and up in the running, 7th.
Yeah, he's running real well. It's a brand new car, and of course he's brand new to the series, so we're pretty happy. If he minds his P's and Q's out there and doesn't get any trouble, should have a pretty good race. A
lot of the drivers said you had to be patient in this long race. What sort of driver is Paul? Does he have that sort of discipline?
Well, generally he's very patient, so you know, if he just paces himself like he's doing, I think he'll come out fine.
All right, Nate, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Paul Menard in that Mustang. Very, very smooth around the racetrack. He and his dad raced on ice up in Wisconsin, their native land, many, many years. And I would think ice racing would certainly teach you a lot of discipline behind the wheel. Paul Fix takes a position away. Leaders.
Here, we have seen that Corvette at Mid-Ohio and so many of the tracks just stretch the legs.
Paul Menard in the 99 car. We were talking about what a good run he had in his first Trans Am start. Good run going in the early moments, but apparently he's gotten into the wall in that Mike Lewis Mustang. Knocked him off the pace just a little bit. He was 7th. He's given up a couple of spots now. Take another look at it here.
Oh, boy.
Lost it coming under the arch.
Did a really nice job controlling that, too. And thank goodness that was a rubber barrier there.
One more look.
Isn't that amazing?
Into the soft wall like that, Bill, is that enough of a hit to damage the rear end to move it offline, for example?
No, it probably shouldn't, because he hit an area of the tires that are all banded together, and they're all going to compress very nicely. So I don't even think well, it may have damaged the bodywork a tiny little bit. It almost looks like that crack between the door and the rear body has opened up a bit, but not that bad. And even the wing looks fine. I can't see any damage to the end plate, even on the wing, Rick.
Here, of course, aerodynamics not quite as big a factor as at many circuits Trans Am goes to. Lap average speed here about 85 miles an hour for a Trans Am car. So.
Yeah, it's a good point that there are certain circuits where aerodynamics, like Road America, for example, they play a major part because of the extreme high speed.
Back live at Trois-Rivières, Quebec, Canada with Bill Adam. I'm Rick Benjamin, live on Speed, coverage of the Trans Am Series for the BF Goodrich Tires Cup. And our Trans Am coverage continues at Road America on Sunday, the 18th of August in 2 weeks, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And Paul Menard there, right behind Butch Leitzinger, has yet to pit. He's being shown in second spot, but once the pit stop cycle is complete, that will no longer hold up. Leitzinger is your leader in the 88. Boris said was beaten on pit road by Leitzinger and the Gloyd crew. So Boris, who stopped first in the 33, being shown third right now. There you see the Panos coming into view at the top of the front straightaway. And your leader again is Leitzinger. And Bill Adney seems to be pulling away.
He is pulling away right now. Boris is running about a second and a half a lap slower, so that could partly be because of traffic, or maybe Butch is just continuing to push pretty hard, and Boris is right now doing the waiting thing that he talked about.
Up the back straightaway, Calvin Fish, Tom Bloy, and the boys have to be plenty pleased with the way the pit stop is played. A gap here between Leitzinger, and there's the 99, and behind Paul Fix, this is Paul Menard. He got into the wall, still shown second. He has not yet made his pit stop. As Boris said, the pole sitter, an early leader, and the gap continues to grow.
I think only a matter of time, though, until Paul Fix does come in, or, well, actually, until Menard comes in. There's the graphic right now showing this.
Menard has brought the 99 car to pit road to Calvin Fish.
Well, they're in for fuel. I see a wheel over, a front wheel, actually. The crew member has got that ready. They can be working on this at the same time. The regulations allow that, so the air jacks go up, and I believe they're going to the right front and right side tires. Now, the rules only allow one wheel gun, so they're taking the right offside, so it'll be right side tires. But Paul Menard, he's been running pretty hard and going to need new side tires on the right.
What a tough place to make your debut, Bill Adam. We talked to a lot of these drivers and teams thinking if you needed tires, it would be on the right side. But this pit stop taking a lot of time.
I think there's brakes problems right there now. And plus, if he doesn't have brake problems right now, he certainly will because of the heat sink problem. It looks like they are trying to bleed the brakes right now, Calvin.
Yes, they are, and there's actually a small fire down here right now as they crack the bleed nipple there. Got some fluid on the brakes. The brakes are hot. You get the fluid out there, and it's a pretty dangerous proposition for these mechanics. Huge temperatures. We're seeing over 1,000-degree temperature on the rotors, but the real key for the driver is the caliper temperature. When that gets up high, it boils the fluid, and the pedal goes away on him.
There you see a little of that flame ensuing. Wow. We saw some brake temperatures yesterday in the American Le Mans Series event of upwards of 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have heard from many of these teams they expected a similar set of brake temperatures here this afternoon. For a young driver, you would not want to debuting at Trois Rivières is quite an achievement, I think, anyway. And to try to do this with weak brakes or no brakes would be really tough.
Well, by and large, all of the Trans Am cars have more or less the same brakes. They're all extremely capable, very high-tech brakes. But I think with this being a young driver, he may not be as experienced in conserving. And sometimes conserving can be nothing more than just braking a little bit earlier, a little bit more gently, or sometimes stabbing them quickly and hard, but for shorter periods of time.
So they're going for 4 tires, bleeding the brakes all the way around. This will take Paul Menard out of contention here today at Trois Rivières, but a very impressive first 30 laps of his Trans Am career. Butch Leitzinger shows the way. Boris said back to second, pit road, but Leitzinger made up ground on the racetrack, and he's your leader. And Paul Menard with more problems in that Mike Lewis Mustang. Looks like the brakes, Bill Adam, were not properly bled when they made their pit stop. We've got a full course caution. Menard went off one of the escape roads.
No, I think what the problem might be is just the heat sink problem that we talked about, allowing the heat, because he sat in the pits for such a long time as the crew tried to bleed the brakes, and that had to allow everything to get almost red hot. I watched when he pulled out of the pits, and there was a lot of smoke coming from the front end, almost as if one of the bleed screws hadn't been tightened up. So I don't think he had any brakes at all.
Paul just heading to one of the parking lots here, Brian Till. Looks like maybe he's headed out for a hamburger.
Yeah, I just talked to Ralph Rhodes. Bill Adam, have you been around a racetrack before? You seem to be a pretty smart guy. He said it's just we're having brake problems. The temperatures are so high. It's not that they left a bleeder open or anything like that. The temperatures are so high. You saw it sitting here in the pits, the brake fluid coming out and actually catching on fire. The temperature is so great, the brakes just gave up.
Tough break for the rookie, making his debut at a very tough racetrack.